Hello, it's Deanne Munoz, and welcome back, my loves, to another Sacred Soul Talk. We have a very special guest in the house tonight. We were already being like chatties over here before it started. I was like, hold on. He has so much amazing things to say. I was like, we need to say this for the podcast. We have Clinton Dye in the house today. And if you do not know who he is a media guru extraordinaire, branding, videos, short, long, everything imaginable. His work is phenomenal. If you're not following him, here's his Instagram right now. Make sure you go and follow him. His content is fire. Everyone, let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Too kind.
And the crowd, the audience is going wild. Security, hold back the hot women in the front row, please. Thank you very much. Welcome, Clinton. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're only here for a few days from Miami. It's a privilege to have you here. Thank you for showing up and being able to give back here on the podcast. As I always share, this YouTube video will forever be on YouTube. So everyone that ever watches this needed your magic and your message for years and decades to come.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to hear your story.
Okay.
Okay. And then from there, you need to literally give me that one secret. Like I need that one secret that's just going to make like the killer branding, because you are a fucking genius at your work.
I appreciate it. You're building me up here. It's going to disappoint you. It's so simple though. Most secrets are. Once you know the magic trick, it's not going to excite you.
So what does Wes say? It's not a something problem. It's an application problem.
Yeah. It's not an education problem. It's an application problem.
There we go. I fucking love that one.
That's true. So, what do you want me to hit me with? You want me to hit him with the story? I'll hit him with the story.
Yes, I want to hear about Clinton.
Okay, good.
Like, what did you go through? What is your story? How did you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, I'll hit him with the backstory. So here's the whole backstory, a short version. So in my life, started at 5 years old, grew up dirt poor, trailer park kid. Mom's a bartender, dad's a plumber. Drugs, alcohol, violence. 5 years old.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I think we can hear you though. But just give me a second. Sorry.
Tell Jasmine to block it on the other phone. That's not. Oh, that's the work phone.
Juice. Didn't break. Lucky day.
No, and you know what?
You'd have been hangry as fuck.
Every time I drop glass, every time it gets everywhere. What does it keep saying?
818 Beachfront Avenue.
So they can still hear us. They just
Okay,
can't see
got
us
it.
right now. Yeah.
We'll pick it up right there. So drugs, alcohol, violence. During a domestic violence event when I was 5 years old, dad's tuning up mom, trying to shake her down for cash. Remember, we talked about drug addicts. So he was into heroin. She was a bartender, so she had access to cash all the time. And he's in the back room smacking her around. I come around in my underoos, right, see what's going on. She pulls out a 38, shoots the guy in his chest right in front of me, like splatters his ass across the wall. Like he almost died right there. So that's 5 years old. In and around that life, as you know, the more darkness and evil you're around in life, the more it stains your soul, right? And you carry all that trauma with you. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So you get into that life. 19 years old, I have federal charges. I'm looking at 67 to 97 months federal time. So there's no way out. My attorney talks to the district attorney, and they come to a conclusion. If your ass isn't in the Marine Corps in 3 weeks, we're going to court. You'll probably lose. See you in a decade, kid. That was it. That was at 19 years old. Went in the Marine Corps. I did 4 tours in combat, 2 Afghanistan, 2 Iraq,
Oh, wow.
355 weeks in a combat zone. That's 7 years of my adult life inside a combat zone day for day. So that's huge toll emotionally as you carry that forward. Used alcohol and drugs to manage PTSD.
Yeah.
Struggled in all my relationships. Ultimately led up to a divorce. I have 2 children, a young son, daughter, an adult daughter. Son's 14. All those things we carry forward. And there's one thing in common is that the negative behaviors were resulting in negative return. And I was doing bad things or not living ethically, not performing at my highest capacity, and evil started to sink into my life over, and over again. And we just worked through that over time. And eventually we end up in a position where there's no reason to live. We have to make a change. It's it. So I had to choose between not wanting to live or doing the work, healing the pain, overcoming the addiction, and then finding inspiration to live.
How old were you when that happened?
Recent, like
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
So all those things led up to just not being able to sustain life. And I used alcohol and drugs and chasing girls to manage PTSD stress of life and residual from all that combat time.
Temporary fixes.
Temporary fixes, just another dopamine hit to counteract the
And
emotional problems.
what was the moment, your defining moment that you literally hit the rock bottom when you were like, this
Right.
isn't working. The drugs aren't working. The alcohol's not working. Pussy's not working anymore. Like,
No one's ever said that in their life. Pussy's not working anymore. Quote that shit. No such thing. No.
well,
just
not
kidding.
if you have an 8-ball.
That's right. That's
You can
right.
just keep going with that.
That's right. We'd keep going with this all day. Don't get started.
So I want to hear the moment. What
Yeah.
was that defining moment where you just knew, like, alcohol's not working, the drugs, the
Right.
woman, like these vices, the temporary highs that we all live by, the food, porn. What was that moment for you where you literally said, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is it.
Right.
I need
No.
change.
There was definitely a moment. So my girlfriend up and found her dream job working with Rihanna. So I was dating this girl. We've been dating for a couple years, talking about moving in. I just come back from Saudi Arabia on a contract job. I got COVID. Supposedly got COVID. I tested positive with no symptoms. They just lock you
Me
away.
too.
Yeah. They just lock you away in
Good.
Saudi Arabia. They're like, oh, that's good.
Oh.
We're not even going to retest you. You're just positive. Go to the corner. I had no sniffles, no fever, no aches, no pains. I could eat anything. I was running 2 miles a day
Right.
just for fun. And I came back to an empty house. Like, she had just dipped. Didn't even say goodbye. No messages, nothing. And here we are talking about combining our lives and like moving in. So I was really shocked to find that out. She never really got to the bottom of it. She just basically accepted her dream job working for Rihanna's media team. So she does all the products that come out of Riri's camp. So anything that you get in the email, her team produces. So heartbreak, right? In my own despair, over months, basically one morning, like loaded the shotgun, set it on the wall in the morning, set a timer on this same phone for 60 minutes. I said, when this thing hits 60 minutes, if I don't have a reason to not die, I'm going to put that shotgun under my chin and pull the trigger. So I'd kind of just reached the point where I couldn't manage life. And in
Okay,
that 60 minutes.
So up to this point right now, share with everybody what your belief system was, what was going through your mind at this time, because there's a lot of dark thoughts, there's a lot of demons coming in.
Right.
What was the darkness? Like what was the pain, and what was your belief system at that time?
So the pain is just undescribable. It's like you're just tormented from all the trauma you experience from life, the loss of life. So my job in the military was to drop bombs on humans, right? So I'm a controller.
So how did that What?
It's absolutely atrocious.
How did that feel? Like let's go into that
No,
because
go into deep with
I
that.
want people to understand what PTSD is.
Sure.
And there's people right now. There's military people watching right now who want to take their lives.
Oh, 100%. Lots of them.
And unfortunately, men aren't taught to talk about what it felt like, what they're going to. And there's men out there going to be watching this. And I don't want to like kind of just go over it. I want to go into this where they could literally be like, wow, like he's sharing like all the darkness, the thoughts, the I can't breathe, I'm suffocating, like the intensity of it, so that we can show them, their way out of it.
So for any type of person that is in around an accessory to loss of life, a murderer, it doesn't matter. If you've hurt humans at any point in your life, you carry that with you. And as you stack the losses up, the weight gets heavier on you. For me, the most notable thing with my PTSD and just how it affected me most was I was cut off from humanity. Like I won't say psychopathic disconnect from humanity, but my ability to actually connect and love was gone. I could not actually love, and I couldn't connect with people on a deep level. I did have love for people, but I couldn't take it to the next level for whatever reason. It's a relationship between PTSD. So the alcoholism was a form of managing the PTSD. The drugs, the chasing the girls was just a mask. But the end result that was most detrimental to my life is I was cut off from the people that I loved and cared for most.
How did that feel?
You're completely isolated. You're not connected in your tribe or with your people.
And when you're isolated, what does it make you want to do?
It's like I don't know a way to explain it. It's like life absent sound. Like if you could remove all sound, even the sound of your heartbeat, that's what it would feel like. There's people, but the people aren't really present and there's no sound. For me, that's what it was like. So having a conversation, you're talking, but there's no connection.
Was that frustrating or was it just normal for you?
Well, yeah, it had been like that for 25 years. So yeah, if you're walking around, if you're in a wheelchair, being in a wheelchair is normal.
Right.
So whatever you experience on a regular basis gets normalized. So it had happened so slowly over time. I didn't understand like the distance that was being placed between me and like all of life. It just kept isolating and isolating and isolating until there was nothing left in life. I was present and around like a zombie, like a NPC, but I wasn't living. I wasn't alive. I was a zombie or a demon or a monster. I was something different than a human. And that just, the weight of that just grows. The silence increases. The connections disappear. And the losses start to stack up. It'll be one loss. It'll be like, oh, why couldn't I connect with that girl? We were so into each other. There was no connection from my into hers, and she knew it. So she's like, I'm out. Like, that's it. Like over and over again, connection with my children just happened over and over again. So that's where it kind of like broke down. Eventually, you're completely isolated from people, and we are tribal.
Right.
We need connections. We have family and friends and tribes and coworkers that we fuck with, and we're about what they do, and we want to exchange, share food, and none of that was real for me.
Up to this point, had you ever had any kind of counseling or therapy for what you went through with your mom?
Yes. So the first counselor I went to started when I was younger, but the first counselor I went to was in tears. Obviously, that didn't work out for me. And then we tried another one, and it just couldn't connect. So there was therapy didn't really work. People swear by therapy, and it works for some people.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a therapy person either.
It doesn't work for me at all. It doesn't work. I have to do the self-work. I have to come to the solution internally on my own, or it doesn't work. Sitting and talking about feelings with a therapist, like, oh, how does that make you feel? Well, this is the 8th fucking time you've asked me, dude, how I fucking feel. You're pissing me off. Right. Like, stop asking me. So, like, that doesn't work because it's all, well, how does that make you feel? How does that, it's like their go-to term.
Right.
And they want to label you with something and then give you a pill. Like, I had enough pills. Like, I'm good. Like, nothing.
Were you prescribed pills?
Yeah, they gave me something, but I took one. I was like, I don't like the way this makes me feel.
Right.
Like I was never really into any of the head pills, like
Yeah.
the Xanax or any of those things that affected your state. I was a big cocaine guy.
A person.
Right. I was a big weed guy,
Yeah.
cocaine guy, tequila kind of man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so I wasn't into the prescription pills. I mean, when I was a kid, we would fuck around with rohypnolols. We'd roofie ourselves just for fun. Yeah. People outlawed that drug for some reason. We were doing it to
Right.
ourselves for
Yeah.
fun.
Now, do you witnessing what happened with your mom? Did you at that moment just disconnect from that event that happened where you realized like I'm out, like because I'm saying this because me as a child too, I come from an abusive family. So my dad used to always beat my mom and tell me, you need to sit and watch. Your mom's going to be punished. And he'd hit her in front of me. And I remember like I don't really remember crying too much.
Because
I
it's
think,
normal.
yeah, I think at some point there was a moment of like, you just like, as I always say, like, I use my PTSD as anything they label me as, I always turn it into a superpower.
Right.
So for me, PTSD simply was God giving me a superpower to get through a traumatic situation
Sure.
that I needed something to get out of.
Right.
So I had this ability to literally leave my body and like literally go to like a different like realm. So I was disconnected. So I could literally be watching the event and just be sitting there like this.
Yeah. You're just containerizing the trauma and putting it to the shelf to deal with later.
Right. And what I found later on, even today, I'm still really good at being cold and disconnecting from any situation. If something bad to happen, I could literally be here, unfazed, and then literally like just zone out of it.
Right.
And because of the PTSD, one thing I've also learned, because interesting you said that, because I also have that issue in relationships. Sure. Where people are like, why aren't you needy? Why aren't you codependent? Like, why aren't you begging me? Like all the other girls do. I don't really understand that because I don't feel it.
Right.
And what I have been doing is, because, so like I said, like for us, it's just normal until
Right.
it's in the way now of relationships with people, places, events. And I want to connect with people. Like,
right.
I want a soul fucking connection. Like, I want to feel you. Like, I want to care. And
There's a catch.
Yeah. Oh, is there? What's the
Yeah.
catch?
So love betrayed you at some point in your life. The people that were closest to you caused you the most pain and hurt. So now the problem is that hurts so deeply, you won't open yourself up to love.
Yes.
And the deal is with love is you got to give it before you can get it.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're fucked and no smile, right? So that's the problem. That's where I ended up, is that I wasn't giving love. It's because love hurt me. Closest people betrayed me and exposed me to some of the worst things possible. So now my definition and cherishment of love is tarnished. It's a source of pain now. So I had to eventually overcome that. The only way to overcome it, you got to face your fear, and you have to, it's better to love and lose than not love at all. We love hard. So you have to be willing to take the failed love case, accept the worst possible outcome so that you can accept the best ahead of time. You'd be like, all right, I'm ready to just be shit on and have my heart completely stomped out. Like, yeah, God, it's terrifying. You have to. And then once you accept that inside, like, okay, well, you know what? What happens if it does work?
Right.
Okay. I've accepted the worst, but what happens? What if it works?
What if it does?
Even if she breaks and stomps my heart, I'm still a good person. I gave her everything that I could. So I actually grew, even though it didn't work out. So even if it fails, and even if I get my heart shit on and completely crushed and stomped, it's okay. I got the opportunity to give love.
Do you go like that now when you're be dating people with somebody? Do you go in with that mentality now?
I go into all of life with that mentality now.
Wow.
So I shifted.
Love that.
I shifted. So I was
That's so powerful.
legit.
And that is the key. That is ultimately the key to healing. Like you said, just jump in. What if?
Even if it fails, it's okay.
What if?
Even if it fails, most people. So what do we hear is what if? That's fear. So what if is a fear construction. So who cares?
Right.
Even if the worst scenario happens, how do I behave now?
I fucking love this.
It's legit.
Like the where you're at is just I'm barely here this year with this and love and everything. And if somebody had the conversation with me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been like, "Fuck love, fuck this." Because I didn't want to marry.
You didn't sit down in the room with me.
I didn't want. Well, I just did. Period. Like I didn't even want it. I was just like, "Oh, I don't want a relationship."
Right.
I operated from I don't want a relationship my whole entire life. And interestingly, one of my coaches, right, like I want everything on my vision board, and she was like, "Why isn't there like a family?" And I was like, "Oh, maybe I should have a kid." I said, remember, I said have a kid. Didn't say have a husband.
That's right.
I literally said have a kid. So
that's one-way love.
No, yeah, and so it was like kind of my first little step because I said, "Oh, I want a kid. Okay, I can do this."
Right.
And I was like, well, I literally said, what guy friend can I get pregnant from? Like, I thought, who would be a good guy friend that like we could co-parent? But
I told you don't look at the blue eyes. It's going to mess you up. Now she's talking about kids, guys, right? She looked at her blue eyes one time. She's like, your eyes are stunning. I was like, don't look too long.
I do want a kid with blue eyes too.
You're screwed.
So this conversation you're having now would have been so foreign to me. And I'm so just happy just to be sharing, just have a fucking podcast to share with people what we're fucking learning.
Right.
Because you're fucking powerful to be able to be that vulnerable, I just love the fact that you're like, fuck it, what if? Like, I'm just going in, all in, balls out. Like, that's
just swinging.
Very inspiring.
Just doing it.
It's very inspiring. And I just think, like, how fucking courageous of you.
Right.
Because you've fucking experienced the pain of all pain. And the fact that you're willing to jump back in and fucking feel that pain again.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Like, fuck me. Ain't no without no fucking lube. Like, like that's literally like, I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, I'm so proud of you.
No, so with that, let's work into that is that, remember life's a mirror, not a window, right? They say that it's cliche. That's some mindset shit, but it's actual for real is that like what you get out of life is what you're giving. Like you look at, so not to get religious here, but you look at the old books, right? The Bible, the Quran, Buddhism, doesn't matter. Is that everything has a structure and it's ethics, work hard, don't overeat, don't overindulge, and then give everything. So these are timeless. And the reason why they're timeless is because that's the way we're designed to work. We've drifted thinking we know so much better than everybody before us. Yeah, we have phones and it's cool, but what makes us people is ancient. It's the most basic 10 things that can make us happy. And we need that adversity. We need to struggle a little bit so that we appreciate the better things in life. So if you're can't receive love, it's because you're not giving it. If you're looking around your world and your world is falling apart, it's because you are falling apart. It's why the self-development trip and journey is so important, is because the moment you connect with yourself and you start putting in the work and there's changes that are positive, guess what changes else? The whole world around you is infected with your own energetic positivity. Your children, your dogs, your business, your life, the way you view the world, your friends, they start to all change and you start to get more positive feedback from you being positive. So it seems too basic to be real, but it's actually fucking magically real. It's like Lucky Damn Charms. It's fucking real. So change, people, fucking change.
Wow, that's sheesh.
It's deep,
amazing. It really is.
but it's so simple. It's like
I love that. I love that. So okay. So right now, so far, you guys, jump in. What if it works? And it's not operating from fear, but from what if it does work? Remember, we're mirroring what you're giving, you're receiving. And I found for me a tool that helped me work with my trauma, like with the little girl and everything, is do you have a photo of you when you were little, right?
I do.
On your phone?
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Okay. You sure you want to see that?
Yeah.
She's trying to find out what her kids are going to look like.
As long as we have the blue eyes, that's all that matters.
I think I have one. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, take
You
a
know how
moment.
you know how it is.
Have you ever done any kind of inner child healing?
Nah, I'm a man. I kill shit. And find a way.
Oh, can you give me my picture, Mijo, right there, please? Of me when I was little?
Not the best picture. You know, it was before people were into photography.
Oh, is that your mom?
That's my mom and
Aw,
her mother.
I love it. Oh my God, what were you, 3 or 4 right here?
I have no idea. I think I was
Okay. Oh, this is before or after the incident?
4. That was before.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
Close to water.
so here's mine. So what I would like to do is support people, and then if this sounds good to you, this would maybe support you. Is I found like with my PTSD, in order for me to connect, is this is the age where my dad used to do that stuff.
Mhm.
So I specifically got a photo from the same house and everything, and I keep it at the front door, and I talk to her every day. So and I'm like, Deanne, you're safe. Deanne, I love you.
Right.
Deanne, like you're gonna save the world later on with your story.
Sure.
And I find like, maybe throughout the week you can stare at this and
Yeah.
you can talk to him, because I don't know if you know anything about jumping timelines, quantum leaping.
Mm-hmm.
We can jump timelines. So for you today to go and whisper into his soul, it echoes back into your past.
Okay.
And as little kids, like, it's interesting because I remember, like, I just shared this the other day. It's on my story right now. And I said, if you can go back to your 5-year-old self and tell them something. And I said, what people didn't see was that the night before at 4 a.m., I was hiding in my closet, pissing my pants because I didn't want to get out so wouldn't wake up my drunk dad.
Right.
And having to go to school at 6 a.m. and smile and act like nothing happened.
Right.
And with that,
So what would you say to you?
so now I always I tell her, like, every day, because I
Uh-huh.
fear love, because I have like such a disconnection with men. I have like this a lot of PTSD with a lot of things. Is that little girl? I always tell her, like, you don't have to be tough anymore.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be tough. Like, 'cause
Sure.
I used to try to fight my dad. I used to always fight my dad. Like, I'd be like
Oh no.
in the middle of him, like blocking, because he wouldn't hit me.
Sure.
So I'd always block my mom. And this was every night. Like, I couldn't just go to sleep like a little girl. I'd be like in bed, like ready for war. Because I know when he came
Right.
in at 2 a.m.,
It was
the
go
first
time.
thing is to go drive my mom out of bed. So I would just go lay on top of her and he couldn't do nothing. And then at some point, he'd get drunk enough to go to the kitchen, eat, and then he'd knock out somewhere in the house. But
Right.
and most of the time, we'd have to go hide in the closet
Sure.
because he was never drunk enough to go look in the closet. But I talk to her daily, because this is, like you said, like, this is where I feel like
Sure.
the disconnection came of, like, where I first learned never to feel again.
Right.
Like, and I always tell myself, like, I'm not in La La Land anymore. Like, this is Earth. So, like, here, Deanne. So every day I kiss her and I'm like, you're safe.
Right.
You're safe. And I feel like that echoes timelines. Oh, the whole point is what I'm saying is because every day I literally went to school with a smile on my face. And I went through like counseling, and everybody would be like church counseling, because I was
Sure.
involved. And they'd be like, what the fuck happened? Like, what happened last night? I'm like, yeah, that happened. I'm
Yeah.
hungry. Can I have lunch now? Like, and they used to be like, you're always smiling. You're always happy. And now when I look back,
She's
I
sad.
feel like she was super strong, because today I keep whispering timelines.
Uh-huh.
You're going to be safe. You're okay. Like, you got this. Like,
Sure.
you're safe. You're loved. And I feel like if it wasn't me today whispering it back to my old self, that was why I smiled.
Right.
Because somewhere in my heart and soul, there was something telling me you're going to be okay.
No, I got it.
Yeah. So I'd like to like invite people who like us who've
Sure.
been through major PTSD, like just to continue to hold it. And I always just talk to her all the time. So even now, if something's triggering me,
Right.
everything has to do with my PTSD, which I'm aware of. I always be like, okay, what's going to me when there's an attitude coming down at me? I'm like, okay, what happened? Like it's the 5-year-old,
Okay.
and then I got to go back to her and be like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay.
Okay.
You know, so that's
got
an
it.
exercise that I always like to invite people to do
No,
because
that's
I find like it
interesting.
just takes it's another way to heal, another way to evolve and grow. Because at the end of the day, all we really are is these little kids that our parents didn't keep safe.
Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't change anything that happened to me though.
Right.
I wouldn't want to deviate the things that led up to who I am today.
Oh
By-
yeah, I don't
by-
want it to deviate. I just feel it's a way to
Yeah.
when now the PTSD then triggers come from that moment
Right.
because obviously it made me who I am. I'm just able to go and like calm it down.
Right. No, I mean, I have other
Yeah.
mechanisms now that I use to manage all those things, which is the exercise, the burpees, the push-ups, the eating clean, hard work. Like I work like crazy, 18-hour days, 19-hour days, every day. So those are the things that keep me away from the PTSD. I have
Oh,
a new
100%.
I have a new addiction, which
Yeah.
is hard work and helping people and the media stuff, the coaching thing, and that just funnels a lot of energy into the positive. So, I mean, those horrible things, they sound horrible to regular people and they're probably atrocious in reality, but those things actually prepared me for darker days. So, if it wasn't for the all the violence and the drugs and the alcoholism and all those things that I was exposed to when I was a kid, I wouldn't have been hardened enough to survive actual combat.
Right.
There's a difference between someone that was in the military and they're sitting in some office doing paperwork and doing something, and then there's a difference between actually engaging in like invasion style war where there's
100%,
bodies
yeah.
burn up and houses destroyed and there's women in the street trying to hand you their babies because they want them to go to America. So I don't know how bad it is in Iraq, but when the enemy is present, it doesn't seem normal to hand them the babies and you're telling them, please take them to
Right.
America because it's better than here. That's crazy for a mother to do. So you know it's shitty.
Yeah.
So all those horrible things really prepared me to survive in
Right.
war. And then if it wasn't for those, like I am fortunate, a good number of high percentage, double digit, 20% probably of our unit is not present. They committed suicide. So it was either drug induced, alcohol induced, or whatever, but they're gone. So I'm fortunate of the exposure that I have to combat over
We're
time.
fortunate to have you
We're
here.
fortunate. So I get to tell my story and show
Thank you,
people what's
Clint, for
positive.
staying.
It's all right. The energy doesn't die. So I'm going to live forever anyways.
Thank you for choosing life.
Yeah. So here we are. That's the dark truth. about my
Powerful
life.
story. Thank you. If someone's watching right now and they're in that dark moment and they have a gun ready and they have a timer, what piece of advice would you say to them?
I'd say that's the coward's way out. Like, you're not alone. I know you feel alone. There's people here that need you, want you present, and there is an ocean of people and services that are standing by day and night to help people like you. So all you have to do is have the courage to believe that there's a way out. You see a way out in my own life, but now I'm here to tell you is that there's a way out for you. All you have to do is pick up the fucking phone that's next to you and call anybody and say, I don't want to live anymore. Please help. That's it. And then they'll take it from there and get you the help that you need. You can call me day or night on Instagram. I'm the dude that's actually answering my shit. I'll call for you. Or I'll stay onto the phone until you feel better. Let me know where you're at. If you're close, I'll get up, go get you. Take you down to the hospital. We'll get you squared away. But there's hope and help present all day, every day, waiting for you.
Thank you. You guys feel free to hire this beautiful soul here. If you've been through PTSD with drug addiction parents, domestic violent parents, been through war. There's a lot of shit here going on.
Yeah.
The worst of the worst. He's available for coaching. This is his magic. He made it through. He's living an amazing life right now. His daily fucking habits are fucking out of this world, you guys. The daily set of habits, the blueprint that he will give you, that will 100% guaranteed, if you follow it, will fucking transform your life. His coaching is...
It works.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
DM him. He'll get you on the program. He'll get you dialed in.
I will take care of you.
Yeah.
In a way that no man has ever taken care of you in your life.
Yes. Also, thank you so much for sharing that. And
Thank you.
My God, that was a powerful story, and you're going to be changing so many more lives. This YouTube video is going to be on here forever, echoing into the world for generations after us. So thank you for being courageous, and thank you for not taking your life.
I'm here to stay. You guys are fucking stuck with me. I'm never shutting up. Ever.
I love it. That's the magic, you guys. And I'm going to share with you what I have to say. If you're a woman and you're suicidal, is don't fucking give up. Don't fucking give up. You fucking hold on. There's a spiritual warfare going on, and the devil's trying to take you out. If you fucking give up, the devil fucking won. And that path, that magical path that is ahead that you don't fucking see, there's a reason Satan's trying to motherfucking take you out. Don't let that bastard fucking win. Don't. You can DM me. I got you. I've been suicidal. I've been there. I wish I knew other fucking women back in the day that even thought about it, that could have walked me through it and helped me deal with all the fucking shit that I didn't know how to fucking deal with because I was a drug addict, because I was an alcoholic. I got you. DM me. What should we say? Superstar.
Dude, send the message. Don't be a fucking pussy. Send the goddamn message and get help. Lady can help you.
Fucking hold on. That's all I gotta fucking say. We don't give up. Okay. Now let's get to the fucking fluffy stuff that I love.
Oh,
Did
you say fluffer?
Fluffy.
Or did she say fluffy? Which
Fluffy.
one?
But
Which
shit,
one?
I'll be a fluffer.
Yeah, see the producer over here got me. She said fluffer, right?
Okay, you have a media company.
I own a media company. That's right. Crispy Media.
What's it called?
Crispy Media.
Crispy. How'd you get that name?
I was making content, so short story is, in this coaching space, there's big time influencers. Some of you might have heard of this guy. I don't know. He's kind of sort of a big deal. His name's Wes Watson. He's a personality and a force all on his own.
I love Wes.
Everybody loves Wes. Well, not everybody, but I mean, I like him, and I don't care what you think. So fuck off. But
we love him.
I was in that coaching space. I was part of his masterminds, and eventually I picked up the camera, and some of the guys there, I started just filming for fun. That was kind of how the media company started. And they used to say, crispy. They're like, that shit's crispy as fuck. And I was like, it's stuck. They're like, he's like, your shit is so crispy. Like, it's just sharp and colorful. And it was just kind of how it came out. It's what I did. So it just kind of stuck. So since they named it, the audience, or the clients, basically, the unknowing clients that started the idea of the media company, I named it for inspiration from them.
Oh,
Crispy.
I love it. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking crispy, which means sharp, which means the resolution's just like,
Yeah.
shh.
Yeah, you
like,
look at the stuff, you're like, I see it. It is kind of crispy.
No, and that's interesting because I watch Wes's stuff.
Yeah.
And when I'm editing my stuff too, right? And I always say, guys, a fucking difference between shooting with a high resolution camera and your iPhone. Even though the new iPhone 15s are
It's dope.
pretty fucking crisp, they're not crispy though.
Yeah. Well,
as opposed to the freaking
yeah, it's not
cameras
fair.
is
Like You see the sensor on this phone right here is about the size of the tip of your finger, like your pinky. The sensor on my big camera is about half the size of the entire phone. It's amazing. So the iPhone in like bright light is really good.
Right.
iPhone in low light's really not good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you pick up the camera, you realize, hey, I'm kind of fucking the shit with this.
Yeah, I mean, they liked it.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then what went from there?
None of the I didn't. So like I mentioned, the masterminds of Wes Watson. He's actually my mentor. I do a lot of his content, a massive amount of content on his page, and he had actually mentioned like he kind of, and he's Wes. He doesn't really say like, oh, dude, your shit's really good or whatever. He doesn't like. He's not like that kind of guy, but he like backhandedly like mentioned the stuff was good, like. I was like, it just like went over my head because I wasn't looking for words of affirmation, or I didn't even see it as good. I was just a hobbyist. I was like, I like doing it. It was like therapy for me.
Right.
I got to connect with interesting people.
I find anything artistic is therapeutic for me too.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer, so like I like that shit.
Oh, I love Cancer.
Yeah, we got an energy girl here. She knows stars, so
Cancer.
super passionate.
Yeah.
So like it gave me the ability to connect with interesting personalities, energy exchange, and then over time, like, and then he mentioned it like down the road later. He's like, no, your shit's good. Like your content's good.
Yeah.
Like just keep doing it. And then it still didn't click. Then one day, Wes's videographer dipped like midweek. He has the weekly deliveries, and like on a Thursday, he like calls me. So like he calls me. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, get the phone.
Hello.
He's like, yo, this is Big Dog. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, what's up, man? What can I do for you? He's like, hey, I need to go to the gym and get a video up. Do you think you can come help me out and shoot for me? I was like, the longest video I've ever made is 12 seconds. Like, talk about a quickie, right? We're hot out the gate, ladies. Don't get your hopes up, right? 12 fucking seconds. It's like a bull ride. A big 2,000-pound bull. All right, no. Now I was like in the back of my head, I was like, this fucking Wes Watson. I was like, this giant figure. I was like, I see his content. I know how he is. I was like, I did not want to piss this fucking dude off. I was like, in my head, I'm rattling like, this dude's going to rip off my fucking arm and beat me with it. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I was like, you know what? I was like, yeah. He's like, just get anything up on my page. It'll be great. Don't worry about it. No stress. He said it like 3 times. I was like, all right. So I picked up the camera.
Well, yeah, I'm sure like the sound of your voice is probably like, he thinks I'm going to bite his head off.
Nah, I mean, he is. He's Wes Watson.
Course,
he's like, he's an intense dude.
Yeah.
I was like, and my skill wasn't Wes Watson's skill. I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, let's do it. Let me just help out the guy. So I go down there, help him out, spend like 20 hours or something ridiculous, 30 hours, like stayed up all night, day and night, to get this video, this fucking YouTube video, which was just 7 minutes, over to his goddamn team so that they could post it on his page. They got to do thumbnails and all, how the business works. I was not prepared for that whatsoever, but I did it. I didn't miss the delivery. I was like 2 hours late. It was delivered at 2 instead of noon to his team. Plenty of time to get a goddamn thumbnail. But the point is that we did it, and he didn't kill me. He didn't rip off my arm and beat me with it, and it was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. I didn't know anything about the environment or intros or transitions or anything, but it was a forcing function to get a lot better very quickly. A week goes by, and his team calls me. I'm in Miami for another mastermind. So it was the Eric Spofford, Wes Watson mastermind in Miami, like this time last year, around this time. And I just happened to be there. And his staff calls me. He's like, you got the video? Like, what video? He's like, you're the video guy. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, you said you needed help. You didn't tell me I was the fucking video guy for this guy. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, no, we like you to exercise initiative. I was like, I don't exercise initiative for fucking superstars. I was like, they get enough of that from the world. I was like, I'm minding my own goddamn business. So like, none of that. I was like, you're the guy. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. So like, I scrambled, like had to get a guy that was on the airplane that was just filming like randomly, like low quality, like all this wobbly shit everywhere to get his fucking footage to piece together a video delivered to his team like last minute. Like I had like 4 fucking hours to get this
Wow.
footage and get it compiled, edited so where it can meet standards for YouTube. Just barely fucking made it. Barely made it. But then I was like, established the guy. So that's kind of how I fell into this. Like I was not expected. I didn't go out here like, oh, I could do this. I make a pile of money. I have all this experience. No. I basically just fell into it just by being around an opportunity. And then I had to perform at such a high level for the person because I didn't want to disrespect
Of course.
all that they had done. So I had to like really get my skills up to par very quickly to deliver at such a high level for such a personality. So it really worked. I mean, I've probably done in 1 year, I probably have legitimately 3 or 4 years of experience compressed into 1 year.
Yeah.
And I'm doing like 18-hour days in this business.
Right.
Like we're doing it.
Yeah.
So that's how I fell into the media company. I didn't have any agenda that's, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just good at everything. I'm just going to do the media company. Yeah.
I call it God, instead of coincidences, I call it Godcidence.
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 If you don't put yourself in the line of exposure, you'll never be exposed. It's like, what is it? It's like I say this on my content. I heard it from someone on the internet. It was like, you're 300 handshakes away from being a millionaire. Is it? Yeah, it's like it's a statistic.
How do you shake people's hands? I'm gonna start shaking people's hands.
You need to meet more people. Like actually meet more people and connect. Yeah. You're the next one in line when you meet the right person.
I know. I was saying that for this year because I've been in coaching programs. I think it's been 8 years now. Mm-hmm. No, 8, 9, 10. My first business coach was 8 years. This last one was 3 years, and now I'm with Wes. Mm-hmm. But I'm always the most quietest one. Like I always stay in the back, and I'm always quiet. I always feel like I'm gonna bug. Like I don't want to take. Yeah. But it's interesting that this year I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of being quiet in programs. Like I want to meet people. Like I want to. Like I usually don't. Like I'm not really interactive. So I find like I'm being as interactive as I can. Going out, like you said. Now I'm gonna start. I don't shake people's hands, but I'm gonna start shaking people's hands.
Meet more motherfuckers more often. That's it.
Yeah.
Like as many as you possibly can, because it only takes one personality to change your life.
Right.
And that personality for me, although I was successful, I was pretty successful. I mean, we're doing 350, 450 as an employee, right? As a W-2 holder. So, I mean, I'm fairly successful. I know real estate. I know investments. I made a pile of money from stocks, like big money. I mean, I'll be successful no matter what. You want me to sell toilet paper, I'll be successful at it. I'll figure out a way to be pretty fucking good at it. But if you don't get in around the energy of where you want to go, you can't get the exposure. Like it's just habits. Like we're in our own bubble. We can't get knowledge outside of our bubble. The only way to get knowledge outside of our bubble is to go get around the people that have it. And then through exposure and observation, you grow. And they elevate you because a tribe won't let an outsider inside the tribe suffer for long. They'll force that person to grow. It's like, what is it? The best way to heal a sick dog is introduce that dog into a healthy pack.
Right.
Right? Same thing with humans. Yeah. We're pack animals. We're tribes. So you put a hurt person inside a very healthy tribe, the tribe elevates that person. Now that person might not be the top percentile, but they're way better off once they get introduced in the tribe.
Yeah.
It's exposure. So I was just happened to be in exposure with very positive people as in around Wes. And, he's a force and super positive. And I see that guy several times a week sometimes. So it's like I learned almost everything through observing him. Like he didn't like sit down and be like, oh, Clinton, you're going to do this. This is what you do when you're being a retard. This is what you're doing when you're making mistakes. Like he didn't do that.
Yeah.
I just learned by watching how he moves, watching his style of content, watching how he brands. And then I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like, oh, this. And like, there are some times where he's like dropping gems, but you have to pay attention. It's like that backhanded compliment.
Right.
He's so high up the food chain. He speaks at such a high level. It's like Crayola words for him. They're just words. But for me, it's like tongues. Like, it's like the voice of God. It's like, you can't actually hear the voice of God. It'd melt your brain. Like, so God's got to come down to Crayola level so that you can understand it. So it's like kind of like that. Such a high level. You just have to observe and pull out the knowledge and try to understand it at your level and apply it where you can. I can't really do what he does because has all this experience at a different level. But I can see things that I can apply at my level. Like, oh, I could do that. I understand what this is. That makes sense. Oh, we dropped this gem. So I'm in this consumption thing where just through exposure, I'm just naturally elevating business, mindset, physical fitness, all those things by just being around a guy at that level. So for me, my biggest change at the adult level, the single most impactful person in my entire life would be him. As from a male figure in like decades, the most person that's influenced me in a positive way by really not even trying would be him.
Right.
So that's my exposure, and all I can do is try to be that for someone else.
Yes. Ooh, I love this. I share that because my group that I mentor, they're called the Sacred Soul. So the Sacred Circle.
Okay.
And in there, like when I have the new people, when I'm doing my calls with people,
Right.
How I explain it is, actually with the law of exposure, right? But there's an energetic. So Wes vibrates at a very high electronic like frequency. It's a very high level. So we have people that we call gods, gurus, people who are awakened. There is a vibrational frequency that they are able to elevate to.
Yeah.
So
which one is that he's on?
Which one is he on? Oh, I don't know which one.
He's on authenticity.
I didn't know there was words for them.
Yeah. So that's actually scientific.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about sounds like smoke and mirrors and theology, shit like that. No. They can take a human being, put them in a Faraday cage, which measures it's
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
It
Electrical
measures
frequencies.
the electrical frequency because
your
we're
body.
biochemically
They're called
electrical,
megahertz.
and they can measure it.
Yeah.
And then they can read repetitively your emotional state.
Yeah.
Authenticity is the highest vibrational frequency that exists.
Oh, see, I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
I know they're actual megahertz. Like when you go,
like if you're sad, it's like down here in
Right.
anger, right?
So
And then love
have you heard of binaural beats?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so binaural beat. This is really cool. Watch. Okay, so it's quantum physics. I actually went to school for quantum physics. So him vibrate at the level, like you said, like they put little things on him and they could measure the exact frequency. So I just know excitement, happiness is the highest. I didn't know that there was one called authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lowest, which of course it's an actual measurable megahertz. It's like 432 is the actual vibrational frequency megahertz of love.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is a higher one. Excitement is another one. Tranquility, they all have exact megahertz numbers. 432, 587, 512, and anger has its own megahertz, which is why people attract more anger when they're angry. When people are in a good mood, when he says I'm in a good state, it's the flow state. You're attracting more. It's like you said, it's science. Quantum physics proves anything vibrating on one level, it's magnetically attracted to everything else in the entire world and timelines. Okay, so what was I saying before that? Timelines. Okay, so
vibrational frequency,
binaural beats. Okay, so binaural beats, this is really cool. Listen to this. So binaural beats, you can scientifically now manufacture the state of tranquility, peace, and happiness by putting on two earphones. And the right one and the left one will be releasing different frequencies that cause the water in your brain. If we open your brain up, the water in your brain has those like the flowers, the little the geometry. So let's say Wes is at 777. So if you were to cut his brain open, the geometric shape of the water of his head when he's at his highest flow state will make a geometric shape that matches anybody else in the world or any other object that ever vibrates at 777. And they are all automatically attracted to each other. Yes. Yeah, so I explain to when people come into my world and that's why I always choose mentors who are at a level above me, who have what I want. because they're at a level that I'm like, I'm not that level.
Yeah, why would you want to be at your level? What the fuck?
So that's what I try to explain to people is
Right.
you have to be in a room with mentors and, team members or even friends or whatever you're mainly things of that are vibrating higher where like I have to calibrate a few megahertz no matter, even if I didn't want to, because everyone's vibrating so high.
Right.
If I walk in a room and everyone's below me, guess what? All those low frequencies, it's a magnet. Even if I just have one strong energy, it can still cause a few little megahertz to start lowering in my vibrational frequency. So I always like to try to explain that to people because like you said, like people could be like, it's foo-foo, but no, there's actual fucking science.
Yeah.
So
they can prove
beats,
it with the scientific process every time. And that's science. That's not feeling.
They call that quantum physics.
Sure.
But they make it so the word law of attraction, people are like, that's foo-foo, but it's exactly the same thing. But people, scientists can't come out and be like, let me show you the quantum physics. People will be like, boring.
Yeah. It's above your brain.
That's why they simplify it and say law of attraction. Do you think happiness? You'll get happy thoughts. And people are like, oh my God, that's stupid. But they don't understand that it's actually a quantum physics law.
Yeah, it's science.
And I loved science growing up. I still love science. Quantum physics is one of my favorite. Like this subject, like truly gets me like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, you're sitting next to a math guy. I didn't know if you know that.
Oh, okay.
A master's in software engineering.
Oh,
and then
I'm not a math person though.
PhD education in algorithmic logic. So I didn't graduate. It made it like I have like a year left.
You should Google binaural beats maybe on your way home, and it's gonna blow your fucking mind.
I'll watch a YouTube video on it.
And so Chris Brown, his #1 most selling CD ever was labeled, and it was called 432 megahertz.
Huh.
And every single song in there is vibrating those exact vibrational frequency. And he won a huge Grammy Award. And it's his #1 most selling and wanted and demanded songs are every song on just that particular CD.
Huh. That's crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
So
He hacked the system.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I love all this stuff. Foo-foo stuff.
You gotta totally geek out. You get science in it. You can explain some shit with science. Yeah. I'm on it.
Okay, so what do you offer now? So if people want to hire you, because they're gonna go to Wes's page, and first of all, they're gonna be like, "Holy fuck!"
Holy
like,
shit, yeah.
His shit's just fucking on a whole level. I just watch his shit. I'm like, fuck yeah. But I can't comment the same thing on every fucking post. You're just like, but I'm always like, genius, fucking genius. Ooh, oh my God, now, I let the trend. So I look at transitions. I look at the sound effects. Okay. I look at whether you're panning up, down, left, and right. I went to school for film.
Okay.
So I'm already watching all that stuff, and I'm always like, fuck. I'm gonna take that. Ooh,
There's a lot happening. It's a lot happening. There's a lot of subliminals happening.
And I feel like an artist who's in film, you're looking at it. So you see another artist, you're like, I didn't even think of that.
Right.
So what do you do now? What do you offer now that people can come hire you?
Right.
To be like, holy fuck, okay, I need my branding on point. I need you to help me. What would be their first beginning steps, and what would you need from them?
This is so simple. Overcomplicate everything, guys. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a coach, and you're not leveraging content and building your personal brand, you are making a massive fucking mistake. This is a $1 trillion industry, hands down. It's growing hands over fist. There's 16-year-olds that are multimillionaires just off social media. The difference is that they love it and you don't. That's it. They love it and you don't. You hate it. You do it because you have to. You think it's cool. It's gonna get you some action on Saturday and Sundays so that you look like the man. But the reality is you hate it. Your audience knows it. So if you need help in those areas, short form, which is Instagram, TikTok, Google Shorts, YouTube Shorts, long form commercials, doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you need, just send me a message. Find me on Instagram, San Diego_Clinton1. And we'll talk about how my company can help you succeed. It's that simple. We start there. Like, I know you need help. You're watching us. We're watching you. I see your content. It's atrocious. I know why they're not watching your content.
Everyone's content is just horrible.
It's cringe.
And I want to always be like, let me help this person, but you can't help everybody.
You can't help them. They need their own process.
Yeah.
And
True.
Yeah, so
And everything, I feel like a lot of people just you need a lot of practice on camera. A lot.
it's not easy. It's not intuitive. I did a video on the way over here on my story, whatever. I was talking about doing my first video because where most of my customers in the talking head space are like they're authorities in something and they're trying to tell their story, whatever. Where they struggle is camera, right? They're these beautiful humans, right? They're like, dude, girl, like, oh my god, like you were Amazon Prime, bitch. Like, what the fuck? You were so stunningly good looking, but you won't open your fucking mouth on camera. Like, how? Like, you're talking to me normal. We turn on the camera, like deer in a headlight look. Like, it's like, how are you stuttering so much so quickly? And I can't understand it. And really, really, the deal is everybody goes through that.
I know.
Yeah, I went through it. It was horrible.
So in incidences like that,
Mhm.
this is exactly what it is. Okay, so when it comes to speaking
Right.
on stage or anything, it's people operate from ego, what they look like, versus I'm coming to serve. When people say they cut their ego out, when they cut self out
Mhm.
and say it's not about what I look like, if my vocabulary's good, if I stutter or not, if these people go in knowing I have a story, you know what? This story I want to tell, if someone's suicidal, it's going to save their life. If they focus on
Yeah.
who
ma'am.
the serving, let's just say I told somebody's about to commit suicide. Here, what would you say? They'd be like, oh, da da da, because they're thinking about serving.
That's right.
Now, if I ask them tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I need a video on how how to stop someone from committing suicide. I'll be at your house. They're gonna be like,
The world's looking at me. I can't do it.
Don't do suicide because it's not a good idea because they're
Yeah.
in self
Sure.
versus. So I know one thing when I try to how I try to support people when they're doing their videos is it's about who are you helping?
Yeah.
There's somebody's life out there that needs to be changed today because I know when I share my story, there's 1, 2, or 3 people that I'm going to get a DM from saying, holy fuck, thank you.
Changing my life.
Because I don't have a fucking top tier vocabulary, like a lot.
Says who?
Well,
If you keep saying that, you never will.
Actually, one of my coaching programs, this fucking asshole, John Hanley, thank you very much. I hope this gets forwarded to him. He passed everybody to get certified in the transformational coaching thing, and I'm the only one he didn't. He had something against me because every time he was like, memorize this and come to do it. And I'd memorize it, and he's like, what are you talking about up there? He would always pick on me. And I'm like, is it because I'm Mexican? Like, everybody else was super white. I'm like, is it
What's super white?
like white skin and light hair? Yeah,
Like
there's white
English
hair.
white.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like English, like European kind of white. And I just remember being like, why is he was always mean to me? But I'm the only one he wouldn't certify.
Huh.
On the last day, even the top guy that was like,
What's his name?
John Hanley.
John Hanley.
You know what? He used to run those things called those big programs that everyone was doing. I think it was called LifeSpring.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
think it was called LifeSpring, but it was one of those programs where like it was a 3-day weekend and they would be like they some of the things were unethical. They would kind of do. I think they put people in coffins and they couldn't come out until they couldn't
Oh.
stop breathing. Like some of the stuff was
put
a
them in
little,
stress scenarios.
yeah, so they do a lot of that. So I know that could be controversial. But
I love it.
this was honestly,
I love
it was hardcore and
Yeah.
it kicked my ass. It changed my life.
Yeah,
So
none
that's
of
why
that pussy shit.
I feel when I coach people, I'm very hardcore versus like, even though I'm fluffy and then I'm loving, I'm very hardcore though. Like when it comes to like certain things, like I'm going to get to it. But that's what changed my life was that program. And I did it. So I went to get certified because I wanted to learn what they were fucking doing. But the fucking owner was a fucking dick to me. And what's crazy is he was opening up more programs, right?
Sure.
So a lot of those other people were going to be working for him. And there was this one girl who, she didn't speak English. She was Mexican. Didn't speak a word of English. So when she had to go up, it was about quantum physics and speak on it. She didn't even know how to say quantum physics. She got fucking certified. And the main guy, like the one who was like the best, the best student, who was like one of his top leaders in one of his programs.
Kiss ass motherfucker.
No, he actually had my back. at the last of it because I went up and he was like, he literally said, how are you going to, that girl can't even spell quantum physics. And Deanne's been nailing it this whole time. He stood up for me. And mind you, he's kind of like he's not like a West really, well, kind of like the very strong personality. Uh-huh. And when that guy spoke up to him, I was even like, oh, because I don't speak up. I'm super quiet. And I was like, and everyone in the room was like, and the guy just looked at him and he was like, she's still not being certified. But I thought it was nice that he spoke up because even everyone else was like, how did she, like, I was probably like right below his level, like on speaking and engaging and like all this fucking stuff. Like I got, like I understood everything. So when I had to speak and I was like, and I knew it was like, but anyway, so fuck that.
She might feel some kind of way about this. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Yeah, fuck him. You made it anyway, so eat a dick, bro.
I forgot what was the point of that subject. What was I talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Quantum physics. I don't know. Transformational training. But yeah, so.
It is what it is. Fuck it.
I know. But it was a learning experience. It was. But I learned a lot of fucking shit. So I took what worked. And that was it. If that was a fucking messenger's a dickhead, that's not a fucking problem.
We were talking about getting people to speak on camera. That's where
okay. So that was it. So that was one thing that he was very specific on. He's like, I don't give a that was the problem. Oh, that was his fucking feedback to me. You're illiterate and you don't have a vocabulary.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, because all my words were like, this is when you're deep and it's painful.
You're actually supposed to speak at like a kind of a seventh grade level.
So he was always speaking down on me. And he's like, you don't have any other words in your book. He was always saying that. And I was like, I don't. Like, I'm talking about fucking people in pain committing suicide. Why do I have to have a big fucking word with it? Like, someone committing suicide isn't going to be like, she didn't say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, so I'm going to commit suicide. Like,
right.
So that was a big thing. And I did argue back. Yeah. I was like, honestly, at the end of the day, when somebody's committing suicide, do you think they care that what fucking vocabulary I use? So that I did talk back on.
Just fuck it. Like, hey. I was better than that bitch, so you don't think so?
So because when he told me that's always been in my head now. Like, I don't have a good vocabulary. And then listen to other people, so I'm like, it is what it is. But I just know. So because of that, my story is, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I got to say because somebody needs to hear it. However it's delivered, that's the way that person needed to hear it because that's the way I deliver it.
Right. So selflessness, you're right there. I full-heartedly agree with that, is that once you remove self out of the equation, it becomes easier because most people that are coaches, we see it, they're hold back their message.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not ready. Usually there's something in their life where they feel like an imposter. They're not living up to standard. Then they're telling people how to live and how they should be better, but they themselves aren't healed and they're not better. So there's some hypocrite actions there. So they have a hard time getting it out of their body. But when you say it's about them, it becomes much easier because now you're selfless.
I'm here to serve.
I'm not being selfish. I'm selfless.
I do. I went through this. Let me tell you how to do this real quick.
That's right. This could help you get through this same situation.
And if I say cat, bat in the hat, who gives a fuck?
That's how it came out. And another way to how we do it is how I do it is it's easy to get comfortable around me. Like, I'm pretty sharp with my words. I have a lot of experience. I'm very vulnerable. So people open up pretty quickly with me, like behind the camera. So even people that don't ever speak open up pretty quickly about some really deep shit fast. And it happens really quickly is because I'm actually not judging them. Like, and I've been through a lot of pretty shitty shit. So they're like, oh, well, I'm in good company. Like, I feel very comfortable because his life was way worse than mine. So my problems don't feel so bad. Let's just say it. And then it's repetitions, right? The more we do it, the easier it gets over and over again. My first video took 8 hours, 400 takes, and it was cringe, guys.
I fucking love you.
It was so horrible. My mentor sent me a message, look at the camera. What he meant to say was, oh my God, I threw up in my mouth. My brain is melting out my ear because that was so bad. And I wouldn't fault him for saying that because he was right. So now that I review content, my brain melts out my ear sometimes, like, holy shit. I was like, I see why 3 people liked your video and 2 of them are related to you. And then the other one was a robot from China. I understand now why nobody's watching your content. It's not the algorithm, bro. You aren't being shadow banned, motherfucker.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
content blows really bad.
Yeah. So so you guys, I'm gonna give two I'm gonna give advice, two pieces of advice
Okay.
that I could support, and then he'll give you some advice for that. One is, it's not about you. For you to be so concerned, like what your face looks like, if you're bloated, if you have makeup on, no makeup on, that's selfish as fuck. It's not about you. You have a message. There's somebody out there that life depends on what your message is. So create an urgency that whatever your story is, there's someone going through it right now. If you're thinking about it, it's because God put it in your motherfucking heart that someone right now needs to fucking hear it. So you jump on the fucking camera and you say what you gotta fucking say and you deliver it like that person's life depended on it. I want you to say that motivational video as though someone's about to jump off a fucking bridge in front of you and you gotta talk them into it. Are you gonna be worried about what your makeup looks like? Are you gonna be worried if you're fucking little chunky, if you have the wrong outfit on? Like, no. You're gonna be like, motherfucker, get the fuck off the bridge. Talk to the camera like that. Like you're talking to somebody. When you're thinking about me, what do I look like? And this has to be perfect. And you're operating from you. Second, I've been in acting school since I was 14 years old. Get a camera, put it on a fucking tripod, and you practice 1 hour every day, nonstop, for 30 days. Life-changing. 1 hour, that was our homework in school. 1 hour, we had to get a camera. 1 hour, you practice your script, your commercial, whatever you have. Every day you deliver it nonstop for a whole hour straight. Rewatch it, replay it. Rewatch it, reshoot it, play it. Oh yeah, replay it, then reshoot it. You just keep watching. You look and be like, oh, why do I have this little random tweak? Because it's nervousness. Okay, let me focus. Oh, why do I keep tapping
Why am
my
I all
fingers?
chueco on
Yeah,
camera?
like why does it look like I'm not breathing? Like fuck, relax, bro. Like let your stomach hang out. Big. Who gives a fuck if your gut hangs out? At least you can breathe, and your nervous system is regulated. When you're holding your stomach in, your nervous system cortisol goes up because you're like holding your stomach in, and then you're not breathing, and now your cortisol level's going up because your body's thinking fear. Let your fucking gut hang out. Let it hang out and speak. That's when you're able to speak from the heart. So those are my two big things. We learned that in acting school. Get a camera. In 30 days, if you practice for 1 hour every fucking day for 30 days, delivering a message or script or a monologue, anything, you're going to notice how comfortable you'll be in 30 days later. And you'll be like, okay, left eye, I keep twitching it. You're going to be able to focus because now you're going to be conscious of everything that's your nervous habit and how to drop into your body and how it feels, when it feels safe and it looks safe on camera.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good.
We learn it. Yeah. Or go take an acting class. If you really want to nail that shit, go take an acting class if you don't want to sit because you're bored to do it by yourself.
Or
yes.
you can just pretend you're having really good sex when you're not.
Oh.
Girls, you know you're good at it, right?
Yeah.
Just practice more.
It's true.
She's like, is this over yet? Uh-huh. Okay. All right, where's my freebies? My freebies are my words of advice for this is when it's scary, jump.
Ooh. Oh.
That's it.
That made me go, ooh.
So simple. So face your fears
Love it.
is the best way to get stronger. It's never going to be comfortable. That's the point. And then, I'll back her up with that is repetition. So it's just cycles. You're going to eventually get better and better and better. Know that whatever you do today is the worst it's ever going to be.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. It's the worst it's ever going to be going
it gets
forward.
Better.
Yeah. Unlike your sex life, but.
Hey, and I have a program from that. Unleash Your Sexy.
Sorries.
Men or women. I'll show you how to nail it in the bedroom.
There you go.
DM me. No, I try to stay away from the whole sex stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're good at, if you're good at it, might as
It's just
well.
hard, you know why? Because social media flags everything.
Yeah, you got to be
Every
careful.
sex coach I know, relationship coach, almost every single person is getting their page deleted.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You just can't anymore. You can't even discuss it.
The world is so
The way I gotta
fucking
rewrite
sensitive.
it is SEGGSX.
Segs. Yeah, when you have segs. Like, what? Did she say eggs?
Wait,
what is that?
for the longest time, I kept seeing people write that, and I was like, what are they fucking saying? And I said,
segs.
And I said, oh my God. I think it took me a few days later, and I said, I think it said sex.
Yeah, what is it? Segs, grapes, and something else.
Only flans.
Only flans.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Oh, only flans.
Only flans. I love flan.
Yeah, I do too.
I adore you. That is cute. I need a shirt that says that. Only fans, motherfucker.
Oh, that would be so good. A little piece
Only
of flan.
flan.
Yeah.
Her actual symbol is only the flan with caramel being drizzled.
That's dope. I love it. I love it. It's really. Yeah, you just gotta be creative. That was actually really good. Only flans.
Wait, you don't even have a microphone. Usually he has a microphone, but they can't hear him.
Oh, they can't hear you. We're
Yeah.
having this weird ghost conversation with nobody in particular. Just the dude without the mic.
Yeah. We're talking about frequencies.
Hey, funny story about
Yeah.
no mic, right? First mastermind I recorded, mic wasn't fucking on. Got these gorillas coming at the camera, yelling and spitting. The motherfucking mic wasn't on. I figured it out like 15, 20 minutes into it. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. I'm dead. Click, turn the button on. I was like, okay, we got audio.
We still do, yeah.
It's so easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I had a lighting person, I had a set design person, and then I had an audio person.
That's a lot of overhead.
No, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's a lot of money. And then the audio guy had bought that, and I was like, well, what? Like, so I was watching, and I watched it, and I was like, that looks pretty fucking easy. So I told my brother, I'm like, come over.
Figure this shit
I
out,
want
bro.
you to be there every day. I go, in 30 days, I want to see if you nail it. We'll do a little test run by ourselves. If you got it, I'm like, I'll hire you. And that was it. And then he learned the lights, I'll turn on the lights, and then the setup, and that's it. He does everything now.
Yeah.
Everything, one man show.
Dude, I figured all this shit out with YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't that complicated. It's hard to get really good, but it's pretty basic.
Yeah.
It like all makes sense. You're like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Everything.
Yeah, it's getting better and better every time. Just like you said with the cameras, like the iPhone 15 Pro is no joke when it comes to camera capture. For cheap, for what is it, $1,500? You can't beat it. Can't be beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can make millions of dollars with that little phone.
We love you.
I had that same haircut. Don't feel bad. Exact same haircut. Was that the one with the fucking? Did we have the same bowls?
And not even straight, bro. Look.
It's like my teeth.
Oh my! Like, it's like so off. I know my grandma.
Oh,
I miss my Grammy.
cute.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. It was
You're
a
welcome.
pleasure to have you. Thank you for being transparent and vulnerable and
thanks for
sharing
having
your
me.
story with us. I adore you. It's an honor to be in your world and that we're
appreciate
all
it.
we
Thank
get to
you.
be with Wes together.
There you go.
And I'm looking forward to what the future holds and where
It'll
we're
be
going to
crazy.
be at in 6 months and in a year.
You're gonna be in Miami. I already know it.
Oh, I am. That's 100%.
Yeah.
For sure. If it does, I mean, it's 100% guaranteed for February. I'm gonna try to make January's, but if not, 100% guaranteed,
Sure.
I'll be there finally.
Yeah.
And wait, I have my suitcase because I was trying to make December's. I have my suitcases all packed. Everything's ready to go for Miami, and I had them ready to go because I was waiting for a deposit to come in, and it came in. I think the day of the mastermind.
Okay.
So the night before, I had all my stuff packed just in case the just in case the deposit went through,
Right.
and it didn't. But I had everything. Like I would have already flew out in the morning, and I would have been there on time.
That's crazy.
But by the time that it went through, I wouldn't have been able to catch a flight there and made it. I didn't want to miss the first day because it's only 2 days.
Right. No,
But
that's
so
crazy.
everything's timing. Everything's divine timing.
It's all right. And
Yeah.
Dubai's not that bad either. I spent a lot of time in Dubai.
Yeah.
Love it.
What's he saying?
Putting your full name with his full name.
And putting hearts.
Oh, that's dope. Look at those fans.
Deanne and Clinton sitting in a tree. Is that
No,
what you're saying?
he's playing you. He's appending his name. That's cute. At least it wasn't me. I feel good. I feel good. I don't need that kind of heat.
Hello, Andres. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Okay, my loves. You know how this goes. If you heard something in this podcast today that you think your mom, your dad, your best friend, your coworker, your boss, someone you know came to your mind, you thought, God damn, they need to hear this. Press the share button, email it to them, text it to them, whatever you want to do. Please share it. We have good medicine here. Somebody needs to hear it. Give this video a thumbs up. Show some love in the comments because it makes the algorithm go up on my YouTube channel. And make sure you're fucking following. If you're not fucking following, you're a hater. So show your girl some love and press the follow. I'm trying to get to 1 million on YouTube. Let's go, you guys. And go ahead and punch in his social media.
Yeah, hit it.
Here's his social media. It'll also be down in the caption down below once it's posted by tomorrow. DM him, get in his world, and you guys have to see how amazing his reels are, okay?
Hey, this
Top
isn't the
notch.
medicine. This is the motherfucking cure.
Ooh, yes. I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. I know sometimes, like, if I have people that are new to like podcasting or something, people that are, I'll have like questions like, so what's your favorite quote?
You just lead them into
Who's your
it.
most motivational
Oh,
person?
we didn't even talk about girls. Man, I got to come back. There's all kinds. We're going to fucking blow y'all mind when it comes to this shit. I won't hold back when it comes to those topics. I know
that's my favorite.
I hear it from girls all the time. Men are the problem, and I agree 100% with them.
Oh, 100%.
We
were talking a little bit
fucking
earlier
men
about
are the problem with so much.
Men, women,
Round
yeah.
two with
Yeah,
your
now
girl
we're
here,
gonna do round
we
two.
talking about relationships, how fucked up dudes are, where you ladies are
Yes.
missing the mark by a mile.
Ooh.
We're on it.
Oh,
No, we're not holding back from anybody.
Continue. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh yeah, round two is gonna be insane. So you think this is gonna have some clips? They're gonna shadow ban the fuck out of this channel for that.
I think I'm already shadow banned.